Cricket bat and ball, the silent giant. Jason Holder's rise through the fire. Some people are born into greatness. Others are born into silence and still rise to lead in a storm. Jason Holder was the calm in the chaos. But behind his calm face was a man who knew pain, rejection, and pressure like few ever would. Seedling humble beginnings. Jason Omar Holder was born in Barbados in 1991. At a young age, he was already tall, quiet, and introspective, not your typical Caribbean cricket star. He didn't have the swagger of Chris Gayle or the aggression of Viv Richards. People saw his height and said, he might be useful. But no one said, he'll lead us one day. From childhood, he faced doubts. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't loud. He didn't fit the mold of a West Indian hero. But Jason had something else: depth, discipline, and pain. He came from a hard-working family, and like many Caribbean youths, he saw his region's cricket pride fade over the years. His dream wasn't just to play, it was to restore something that was broken. Gold military medal hash thrown into the fire. Jason made his ODI debut in 2013, and within 2 years, something shocking happened. In 2015, at just 23 years old, he was named captain of the West Indies ODI team, the youngest in their history. But here's the truth. He wasn't given the role because everyone believed in him. He was given the role because the team was in chaos. Senior players were fighting the board. Legends had retired, and the dressing room was split. West Indies cricket was broken. Imagine the pressure. A young man barely out of his teens, expected to lead a team that didn't want to be led, manage a board that didn't listen, and face a public that had stopped believing. And then came the losses. Loss after loss. Series after series. People called him soft. Too quiet to be captain. A puppet. Not a real leader. Disappointed faced the pain behind the smile. Behind closed doors, Jason was hurting. He admitted later in interviews. He cried after defeats. He felt isolated. He questioned himself. The media tore him apart. Former players criticized him. Even some teammates doubted him. But Jason didn't react with noise. He didn't fight with his fists. He fought with patience. He worked on his bowling. He refined his batting. He stayed calm, not because he didn't feel pain, but because he had mastered it. Fire the statement. 202 not out. In January 2019, Jason walked into one of the most iconic moments of his career, facing England in a test match in Barbados. In his hometown, Holder stepped onto the field under pressure. West Indies were considered underdogs. Critics still doubted his leadership. The team needed a statement. Jason delivered. He scored a double century, 202, as a lower-order batsman. A once-in-a-generation innings. I am not just a captain. I am a cricketer. I am a warrior. I am a West Indian. That day, the same crowd that once questioned him rose to their feet. He looked up
Jason
quietly,
didn't raise
smiled,
his bat arrogant
because the
behind
pandemic
and
and
the
what it
risk
had taken
taker
to get there. Then came 2020. While the world locked down due to COVID-19, most teams hesitated to tour. But West Indies, led by Jason Holder, were the first to say, "We'll go." He took his team to England, into strict bio bubbles, long quarantines, mental health stress, and personal sacrifice. Why? Because Jason believed the game had to go on. Because he knew what it meant for West Indies cricket to be seen, to play, to matter. And they won the first test, shocking the world again. Jason didn't complain. He didn't boast. He quietly thanked his team. That's who he was, always putting the team first, even when it hurt. Speech balloon, not just a player, a voice. As time passed, Jason became more than a cricketer. He spoke up for equality, calling for fair pay for West Indian players. He advocated for mental health, admitting his own struggles and encouraging others to seek help. He refused to quit Test cricket, even when money in T20 leagues was more tempting, because he loved the longer format. He became a role model for young players who didn't fit the loud, flashy image, proving that quiet people can move mountains. Trophy today, the respected giant. Jason Holder is now a sought-after all-rounder in T20 leagues around the world, a mentor to young Caribbean cricketers, a global ambassador for the dignity and pride of West Indies cricket, a symbol that grace under pressure is not weakness, it's strength. Glowing star the message. Pain doesn't break everyone. For some, it becomes the fire that forges greatness. Jason Holder is living proof that success isn't about noise, spotlight, or ego. It's about showing up, again and again, even when no one claps, even when it hurts, even when no one believes in you. And in the end, when the story is told, he'll be remembered not just for what he won, but for how he carried the weight when no one else would.